Hello everybody, Greg Solsis here, today with more Starmade. Continuing our beginner's guide, showing you guys kind of the ropes of Starmade, how to make your first starship, how to kind of get settled. So last time we made a starship, we made the Solstice Mobile, and now we're going to take the Solstice Mobile, and we are going to go explore the galaxy. Well, actually, I mean yes, but what we're going to mainly do is we're going to try and find a source of income. If you see in the upper left, we have 17,974 credits, and I'm assuming you want to build a bigger ship than this, a more powerful ship than this, which we will get to. So our first thing we need to do is we need to go find an ice planet, because an ice planet has something called ice crystals, which are pretty easy to find and, more importantly, are worth a ton of money. So they're an excellent balance between being easy to find, as long as you can find an ice planet, and having a lot of profit attached to them. So let's go. So I exited the ship, so that way we can kind of go through the full process. So I'm out of the ship. WASD to move. EQ, E is rise, Q is fall, as far as you're concerned. Hit R to get into the ship. It tells you, one of the reasons I'm not saying all the keys, by the way, part of it is because I'm a scrub, but also because the game actually gives you a lot of hints. It's really helpful, like spaces to go into build mode. Build mode allows you to place or remove blocks. If you left click, you place a block. If you left click, you get rid of the block. Okay, just a quick overview basically. Hit spacebar to go back into flight mode. So flying is very similar to walking in that it's W to go forward, S to go back, A to go sideways, A to go sideways, D to go sideways. E is once again rise, Q is rise, but now Z and X have a function. They allow you to rotate. So if you go this way, so Z is this way, which I believe is, I'm looking how the stars are going, clockwise. X is counterclockwise, which can be helpful when you're trying to orient yourself, except for the fact that I've completely disoriented myself. Okay. Now, as you can see, my view is kind of blocked on either side. So I'm going to go into build mode. I don't like that. I don't like how my view is blocked. So I'm going to try one tactic. And one tactic, I'm going to take this gray block by right-clicking. I'm going to place it actually in front of my ship doohickey, my ship core, sorry. We're like, well, why'd you do that? Because in Starmade, you can look through blocks that are in front of here. That's how some people get away with making giant ships with ship cores in them. It's because they have a solid line of blocks, completely uninterrupted, between them and space. So let's hit space and find out. As you can see now, though, I no longer have those two giant blocks on either side of me. So by covering up, I actually made it a little bit easier to see. That's just a quick tip that I like to give people because it's kind of useful. That way you can, open up your field of view. But let's go find ourselves an ice planet. How do you do that? Do you see these orbs? These randomly colored orbs? Those are planets. Let's go try and find an ice one. I'm looking around. I used to think that ice planets had a blue tint to them, but it turns out that's not necessarily true. Because that blue planet down there I don't think does. So we're going to try going for clusters of planets. So we're going to accelerate by hitting W and quickly get up to our max speed. Now, max speed default is, I believe, 50 units per, I think it's like second or something. Kilometers an hour. Sorry, it's right up there. Kilometers an hour. I increased my speed to 60 kilometers an hour by going into the config file, which I might go into in a different video, but I'm not entirely certain if I will. Unfortunately, this is the boring part of Starmade, is that going between planets, especially when they're really far away, takes forever. It's like, well, it's forever. It takes a really long time. Ooh, that's an asteroid. Sometimes you find asteroids. Let's look at it. Actually, no, why not? So this is an asteroid. Oop, shift, by the way, is brake. My goodness, almost forgot that. So shift is brake, just as a heads up. This is actually kind of good in some ways because this is kind of what an ice planet looks like, in that it's blue and gray. So that's what we're looking for. You're looking for blue and gray. Now, I'm hoping you guys can see. I'm not sure if you can, though. Is this one that I'm centered on right now? This planet seems to have an orangish tint to it. That's not what we want. But that planet, maybe it'll be okay. Not entirely certain, but we will find out, by Jove. We will find out. Because unfortunately in Starmade, unfortunately in some ways, all you can do is explore. And to help you with exploring, okay, I'm going to take my hand off the W key and hit N. N is your navigation window. You see these weird things right here? These two things? You got Other Station and the Solstice Mobile. They're nearby objects. Well, I was trying to think of something to expound upon that, but that's all they are. If you click on them, It gives you a navigation thing, how it's highlighted. See that kind of that white arrow on my left? So you can head towards it. So just for fun, let's head towards this other station for now. We're going to temporarily break off from what we're doing because I want to show you guys this and how this works. So I went to the navigation window. I clicked on this thing, which gave me a waypoint. And right now I'm speeding towards that waypoint just by using the mouse to put my cursor on it and accelerating forward. My hyperflux coil thruster is at max power. God, that sounds so nerdy. Okay. So, behold. This is a space station. And we got here because we used the navigation tab. These space stations are great places to colonize, honestly. As long as they're by shops. Oh! Hi there. I used shift to brake, so that way I didn't run into that. Space stations are great to colonize because they have a ton of room, you're not inhibited by gravity, and they're usually located kind of in cool locations. This one's kind of in the middle of frickin' nowhere, but that's okay. Alright, so we're going to continue now, once again, on our hunt for an ice planet. I'm hoping this won't take too many episodes, and if it takes too much time, I might just edit it out until we find one, because the process of finding planets is as simple as putting your cursor on a planetoid body, a heavenly celestial sphere, and going towards it, and seeing what it looks like. I keep trying to drink. I have soda with me here, and I'm like, that's unprofessional. I shouldn't do it. So instead, my voice gets really weird for a couple seconds. Tasty. So this is the boring part of Starmade, which is why I usually have something going on in the background for it. And this might be why, unlike Minecraft, which has, offers constant thrills and interesting things going on, there's some parts of Starmade that, aren't thrilling. I don't have to, in some ways, I don't have to worry too crazy much about being attacked by mobs or monsters or what have you. But, there's pirates in this, but we'll meet those pirates later, hopefully. And I guess I can talk to it now, because what else are we talking about? So occasionally when you're, zooming along, looking for a planet, doing what you doing, to be, hip, occasionally hit N, and kind of just look around, basically. What I mean by that is check and make sure that there's no pirates around. Pirates will be highlighted bright red. They'll say pirates and stuff like that. They're not exactly hard to find, but check it so that way you don't run into traps. Traps is the wrong word. Traps suggests that they're actively planning something crazy. Alright, ship turrets. Alright. That was weird. Anyway, as I was trying to say, occasionally, I know I've had this before, where you'll spawn and there'll just be pirates everywhere, or you'll go a couple sectors away. This thing is broken up to sectors, but that's not exactly a particularly important thing right now. But anyway, and you'll go a couple sectors away, and you'll suddenly be mobbed by pirates. And your poor little ship with almost, no shield, no resources, no anything, will be ripped to pieces. Whoa, alright. So I just exited/entered the star system. This game doesn't make a distinction. Probably because it's in super early alpha. So it's just to check your orientation. Well, I'm fine. I know where I'm going. I'm going this way. Because why not? This right now is basically super free-form exploration. Don't know what I'm really doing. I'm just kind of doing, basically. So let's see what this is. I'm really hoping it's an ice planet. It probably isn't, but a man can dream. Right now it's just blackness, which is kind of eerie, honestly. Whoa. Now, if you have a solar computer, or if you have a regular computer and it's just being a butt, basically, it might take a little bit to load. There we go, like that. Whoa. So this is not an ice planet. You can tell because it's not made of ice. But no, you can honestly tell because it's all red and nasty looking. So we don't want anything to do with this. This planet has nothing that really interests us. It doesn't have any particularly valuable doohickeys, so we're going to fly away. This planet looks mildly promising. I seem to recall ice planets having a atmosphere vaguely like this. I'm not really sure if that's accurate in that. I'm not sure if you can honestly tell what a planet is just by looking at its atmosphere. I hope it is, honestly. But I'm not sure. So in the meantime, we're just going to go exploring. We're going to see what we can find. We're going to brave the cosmos. And I'm really hoping I can find an ice planet by the end of this episode so I don't have to do editing. Because it'd be really nice if this flowed smoothly. Hopefully we will. Anyway, so pop open N again. Ooh, this orange thing. Do I have enough time? I have enough time. And I think I just found an ice planet. Wow, 2 birds, 1 stone. So, first though, the navigation window. See how this other station is orange? That means it's a bad guy station. There's pirates there. Also, this is a nice planet. But this first. Do not go near this. At least not in your current state. You don't have any shields. You don't have any real weapons. Bad stuff. I suggest avoiding it like the plague. Now, this is an ice planet. You can tell because it's made of ice. Really, you can. It's incredibly flat and boring looking. And it looks, well, kind of awful. But what's important is down here. See these weird, awkward glowing things? These are ice crystals. And in the next episode, we'll talk about why they're so important. But until then, my name is Greg Solstice. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.